Hey guys, Aaron Garza, founder here at Pureline Nutrition Company, and today I am coming to you with the 4 reasons you're not putting on muscle or why your body's not changing. In fact, I sent an email out earlier this week and I talked about this whole idea about why your body's not changing, why you're not seeing results. And the reason it got me thinking was because I was at the gym and I saw a few guys. There's a few guys that I see there probably every time I go in. I usually train between 11:30 and 1 p.m. just because it's a little easier to get in and out at that time. And there's a few guys I've seen there for the last several years that literally look the same. I mean, they have not changed. And there's nothing wrong with that, except that I know these guys are trying to change. I mean, the intensity that they're training with, the hour-long sessions, everything they're doing is geared towards, hey man, I'm trying to get bigger, I'm trying to lose body fat, I'm trying to change my body. And these are younger guys. When I say younger than me. And I kind of look at them and I think to myself, man, if I only knew what I knew now back then, because I fell into the same trap. I was just trying to train for hours on end, trying to, change my body, doing all these crazy exercises and workouts and diets and stuff. And the fundamental truth behind it all is there's only 4 reasons you're not changing. And I'm going to go through those really quickly. And if any of these ring a bell with you or they resonate with you, then take a look at them, because you might need to make some changes. And if you make those changes, sometimes they can be subtle changes, but if you make those changes, you're going to start seeing your body change again. So the first thing is obviously diet. Diet is number 1. If I took a guy and trained him 5, 6, 7 days a week, yet I did nothing to his diet, at the end of 12 weeks, he'd probably look pretty close to the same. If I took another guy and trained him Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, yet drastically changed his diet, at the end of 12 weeks, you wouldn't even recognize the guy. You'd say, oh my God, who is this guy? He must have been working out 7 days a week. The change happened because of the diet, not because of the training. Now, the training obviously plays an important role, and we'll get into that shortly, but the diet was the key. And, I'm not going to go way in deep into detail on diets. I mean, there's a ton of information out there, but if you're starting out, the simple rule of thumb is you need about 1 gram to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight spread over some meals, maybe every 3 hours. You need about the same in carbohydrates, and you need low saturated fat and good fats in your diet. So it's simple to go look up a clean bodybuilding diet or a diet that, helps me put on muscle and lose fat. But the problem is the adherence to the diet. Are you actually following the diet? Are you being a good person, doing what you need to do to make sure you're staying on the diet? It's more about the application than the diet itself. If you're not applying the diet on a daily basis, you're not going to see great results. So number 1 is diet. Number 2, and this is something that can't be overlooked, is training intensity. Are you training hard enough? Most of the people that I see at the gym are training, for 45, 50 minutes. They're on their phones in between sets. They're not really counting the time in between sets. 1 minute turns into 3, 3 minutes turns into 5, and before you know it, they're on the incline bench for 45 minutes doing the same exercise. A good workout shouldn't take longer than 45, 50 minutes. If you're training hard with brutal intensity, 45, 50 minutes, and you've thoroughly trashed 1 or even 2 muscle groups. If you look back at some of the best bodybuilders and people who have grown the most in history, I mean, you look at Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, Arnold, all these guys, I mean, they trained intensely for 45, 50 minutes. It didn't take a long time. They weren't in the gym all day, with the exception of Arnold. Back in those days, he may have been in the gym longer than he needed to be. But with science and evidence, now we can actually say, hey, dude, you need to be in the gym 45, 50 minutes, that's it. After 50 minutes, testosterone levels start to drop. You're counterproductive. You're not producing anymore. You're not growing the way you need to be, or you're not stimulating growth the way you need to be. So 45, 50 minutes is all you need, and your intensity needs to be there. If you're not training enough to get a little bit sore the next few days, then you need to either up your poundages or decrease your rest between sets. Now, third, and something that people don't really think about, is rest. Are you getting enough rest? Rest is really the foundation for lean muscle growth. If you're not resting 6 to 8 hours per night, if you're not getting in a 20 to 30 minute nap per day, you may not get all the rest you need for proper muscle growth. So rest is huge. Guys who are training hard, working out, eating right, doing all the stuff they need to be doing, and are only working out only sleeping 3, 4 hours a night are not going to grow. They're not going to change. They may look in the mirror, month to month and say, man, why am I not changing? Why am I not losing fat? Why am I not building muscle? And it's simply that. They're not resting well enough. So make sure that's an important part of your program and that you are focusing on getting at least 8 hours of sleep per night, and that you're getting a 20 to 30 minute nap. If you have trouble sleeping, you may want to try taking some melatonin or any other over-the-counter sleep aid to make sure you get adequate rest, because that's when the change takes place. That's when muscle recovers, that's when you grow. Now, fourth, and something that's probably a little bit overlooked and not talked about enough, is hormones. Hormones play a huge role in whether or not you're able to build muscle. Some people don't have high enough testosterone levels to build muscle, and they have to figure out a way to fix that. Some people don't have IGF-1, growth hormone levels, all of those important hormones that are needed for muscle building, they're out of whack. The best way to look at these things and make sure that you do have those hormones optimized is to get your blood work done, and specifically look for those things in your blood work profile, or work with a doctor or a TRT clinic somewhere that they can actually look at those things and help you optimize those so you can start growing again. We're fortunate enough that now in 2021, we live in a time where testosterone replacement and hormone optimization isn't as frowned upon as it used to be 5 or 10 years ago. And we can actually go to some clinics and actually get the results we're looking for to prolong our life. Now, we're just looking for dosages that will help us grow and help us stay healthy and help us stay well into our 70s and 80s. Nothing crazy, but a good doctor and a good program will help you figure that out. And just do your research, educate yourself, because hormones play a huge role whether people say so or not. It's one of the key factors in helping you build muscle and lose body fat. And obviously there's stuff out there that can help accelerate your muscle growth, whether it be SARMs, peptides, growth hormones, and other things. And you just need to look at those and educate yourself well enough, because it is an important factor in whether or not you're building muscle. Now, those are the 4 things. It's really not rocket science. Again, let's go through them. It's diet, it's training intensity, it's making sure you're resting well, and making sure your hormones are optimized. Now, all of those different things can be talked about in depth, and we can go into detail in future videos, but I think those are the key things that you need to look at in your program right now, and start figuring out whether each of those things are optimized, so that you can actually go to the gym from month to month and start seeing a visible change in your body and say, hey, you know what? I look better than I looked last month. The work that I did over the last 30 to 60 days is paying off. I'm changing. I like the direction things are going. And that's where you want to be. You want to make sure that you're actually making progress, and that you're not at the gym year to year looking in the mirror and saying, well, I'm maintaining. That's not the idea. The idea is to get bigger, or the idea is to get leaner, the idea is to improve your physique, and that's what we want to do by looking at those 4 things. Hey guys, I hope that information was helpful. You can always contact us at info@thepureline.com, or give us a call at 1-800-632-1402, and one of our reps can help you out, get you set up on your nutrition plan and your diet plan, and help you get to making gains soon. All right guys, take care.